Hey guys, this is Casual with NerdHammer.net, and I'm bringing you round 5, the last round of the Keystone GT, and it just so happens to be a Nerdhammer Civil War event. I'm playing this army, and you probably recognize it. It's my good friend Justin with his Varangur, and we figured out we're on, I think, table 6, but we still have a chance to place if one of us would 20-0. So we're gonna go all out, balls to the wall, and try to 20-0 the other because this is the only way one of us could play. So we're gonna do it. We're gonna hit it hard. In this last round, there was actually a couple friends that had to play each other, and it was just it was a slaughter fest everywhere. So the objective of round 5 is pillage and kill. So we have 5 markers on the table. We put them right in the center as we alternated placing them, and because we know that's where the fighting is going to be. You get 200 points for each marker, and then there's also a kill matters in this scenario. So what you kill plus the markers get you your tournament points, and we see what happens. So yeah, I place I place up pretty aggressively. Of course, I have my martyrs in front of my knights. Redemption knights there, the Brotherhood knights there. I face my redemption knights like this. I'm just wondering if maybe I can get a nice 20-inch fly and get out here on the flanks and start facing his lines. That was the only thing I tried to really get onto the flanks. I place my Redeemer here to threaten his Magus Conclave and Herja. Just trying to get some range on both of them. I put my beast out here on the left flank. Just gonna kind of use him for flanking this round. I should probably just use him as chaff, but I open up 2 nice little lanes for my trebuchets to target him, and that's what my deployment looks like. And on his deployment, he has Bloodsworn, which Herja has picked as her favorite, so they can come back on a 4-up if I route them. He has Magus Conclave right here, a Magus who has, I believe, Lightning Bolt, and Herjin behind with the wings. He has a regiment of Sons of Korgan on horse. He has a regiment of Sons of Korgan on foot. He has another Magus Conclave in the back. He has a King on Chimera, which is also at 6-up armor. And he has his Fallen, who are the troll guys over here on the right. So yeah, tough compact list, similar to how compact I am. I have a little bit more flying capabilities, but his range is really good with the Magus Conclave. So turn 1, Justin wins, and he decides to go first. So he pushes up like such. Really not much finesse in this move. He got to move up and face my force. So as you can see, he has a marker there. There's a marker in the middle. I think there's another marker underneath the Bloodsworn. Really, it comes down to punching each other in the face. So that's what's going to happen. His shooting goes off. It does do 2 wounds to my Forsaker and 1 wound to my Wings of the Honey Maze Redeemer. So, yep, both of them are fine on their nerve check. And my turn 1, I push up like such, throwing the martyrs out in front. They're close to 2 of the objective markers. It's just time to get it on. I'm okay if he charges, if he pops those guys. I'm counter charging. If he doesn't, he's getting stuck. And hopefully I'd have some flank charges by then. Over here on the right side, yeah, my Forsaken couldn't fly up to where I really wanted them. He kept his fallen back a little bit on that objective marker and positioned him in a way that my 20 inches would be in his arc, and I think they even have Pathfinder, so I can't really even poke my toe out of the woods. There is another objective marker in the woods there if you see it, and the other one's back here. So yeah, that's the way it's shaping up right there. Yeah, I'm just waiting for him to come in. I do take my Redeemer up and try to get his Magus Conclave real quick. They're a big shooting threat, and I don't want them around the late game. Kind of sacrificing this guy a little bit, probably a little bit more aggressively than I should have. But I just went for it. Wanted to disrupt their shooting, and who knows? I mean, if he has to come up there, if his Bloodsworn are up there, maybe I got some counter charges. I'm not sure. Feel like it was little sacrificing, but what can you do? So yeah, that's just a shot of that. And then, people don't think war machines are any good. Well, both my Trebs hit his King on a Chimera and does 10 wounds and wavers them. Yes, both of my Trebs hit his King on a Chimera and wavered them. So, and he's only like 16, 18 nerve, I think. So yeah, he's in danger now. He can't just go throwing him out there in the mix. That was absolutely awesome. So happy with the Trebs. I hope the battle reports really did justice to what the Trebs did this tournament. They just hit and they hit often, which was a lot of fun for me. So yeah, gonna grab a quick drink, and it's turn two. So turn two was a bit of a labor. I always say the dreaded turn two because movement is so important. It's about time that the armies are close enough together to start doing things, and Justin took a while to plan this out. So I had a little bit of a moment to take some glamour shots of the battle. So he moves up, Sons of Corrigan. He pushes right in my face. He brings the Fallen up to help threaten, and he brings his knights up. Actually, let me take all that back. He charged both of my both of my martyr units, popped them both, and his Forsaken were able to back up a little bit, and his sons move up. And same thing with his knights. His knights were able to go through and pop them pretty quick. They did a lot more wounds than I was expecting. It does open up some charge lanes for me, but a little earlier than I was anticipating. So yeah, that was a bit surprising. I'm surprised he not so much on the right side because the Fallen had Pathfinder, but the Knights coming in and being able to pop them, that was pretty good because I did have a reroll there too. So yep, that's just the way it shapes up on the left side. And Herja flies over and gets into these guys. She does do 4 wounds. I think she wavers them, or she might kill them. I'm not 100% sure. We'll have to see on the next pictures. So turn 2, yeah, time to countercharge. What I decided to do, I was able to fit my Forsaker in behind and in on the Bloodsworn. I didn't really feel like my Redemption Knights needed help with the Sons. I fought Knight versus Knight a few times this tournament, and I'm going in on 3s. I'm hitting on 3s, wounding on 3s. I have 20 attacks. I'm hoping I just have enough to pop them. I don't think he has a reroll near. I'm not sure if the Magus inspires or not. But I just felt like that was a decent play, and it's going to hold up his Bloodsworn in case I do go through the Sons, that they won't be able to counter right there. And over here, yep, I do pass. So they weren't wavered. I passed my Headstrong test, and I'm able to catch the flank of the Sons, and I put the Brotherhood in. So that worked out pretty nice. I'm going to get 18 attacks from these guys and 16 from the front. So I'm hoping that's enough to pop the Sons. I do take my Forsaker into the Fallen. Reason being, I just didn't want the Fallen getting a counter charge on my Knights. I kind of feel like if they go back in, I don't know. I don't know how that goes. And over here, I take the Forsaken and fly them around. They are out of the front arc of the King, and they just have to deal with some Magus. I think I'm starting to think that these guys are just going to go Magus Conclave hunting. So yeah, that's what it's looking like there. So, and let's see. Herja's over here. I don't know. I think do I take a shot at her with the Treb? Not really sure. And that's the movement there. And my Trebs go off, and the King is finally killed. My Trebs hit 3 out of 4 shots in the first 2 turns, and I kill his King on a Chimera. They definitely made their paycheck. Oh my God, poor Justin. He was so furious. He didn't even get to move his King. I think he moved him back on his waiver. Oh man. Yeah, it's so awesome. I love Trebs. Yep, there they are. The boys. So after combat, I do take care of his Knights, which was awesome. I probably, these Redemption Knights probably overachieved a little bit there, but I'm not 100% sure. I never really ran the numbers. And over here, yep, the Sons die to my Redemption Knights and my Brotherhood Knights, and the Fallen. I don't know how many wounds I do there. He only has 7 attacks, 3s and 3s. I think he did 3 wounds. So he backs off an inch, and he'll be taking their counter charge most likely. The Bloodsworn. I don't know how the Forsaken Beast did, but just getting the wound count up on them is decent. Looks like maybe 2 wounds there. I just got to start getting wounds on that unit. It's a big, heavy unit. And his Fallen decided to go back into my Redeemer. Little glamour shot there. I love the way his trolls look. Some awesome colors used there. Ooh, and my Death Head's banner looks really nice. Look at that. Yeah, that's not freehand, by the way. That's some kind of 40k banner. Anyway, over here, yeah, he's gonna do some shooting, some lightning bolts at my Redemption Knights. He does take his Bloodsworn back into my Forsaken Beast, and yeah, these knights take only 2 wounds from all his shots, so that they were pretty lucky there. The Forsaken Beast looks like he has 7 wounds on him from the Bloodsworn going back in. Turn 3, me. The Fallen did come back into my Redeemer or my Forsaker, but he wasn't able to kill him. I don't think he even wavers him. So that also set up a nice little flank charge from my Redemption Knights, which are going to be 40 attacks, hitting on 3s, wounding on 3s. I really like the way that looks. Hopefully I'll be able to push them out. I do take the Forsaken Beast back in. He does regen 2. He's going back into the Bloodsworn, and I just reposition my knights here as such. I think Herja might have killed down here. Might have killed, yeah. Herja killed the Forsaken down here on the previous turn. So after combat, yeah, I take care of the Fallen. That's awesome. I reposition as such. I mean, if Herja's going to fly in the flanks or whatever, there's nothing I can do about her. I just have to get set up to take on this Bloodsworn. And I'm starting to feel like the 20-0 is getting close. So keep my fingers crossed. I just got to finish up the Bloodsworn. And Herja's a lot of points yet. The Conclaves, you know, there's some points, but it's getting closer, and I'm bearing down on him. Turn 4. This was after his combat. He killed my Forsaken Beast, and I decide to charge with both knights into his Bloodsworn. That should be enough to do it. 20 attacks from the Redemption Knights, and this is 16 from the Brotherhood Knights. I take my Forsaken in against his Magus Conclave. Hopefully I'll be able to kill those guys up, because those late game shooting is definitely going to hurt. Somewhere around turn 5, Herja's going after the Trebs. I didn't have a picture of it. I was able to kill the Fallen there, and they did not come back to life. So both my knight units are up, and I think his Magus Conclave and his Magus are still alive. And that's the end of the game. I scrambled to try to get the objective points. I was trying to get as many as I can, but my Forsaker, I think, was dead. I was able to get like 3 of them, I think. I wasn't able to get all 6, which hurt me in points. I ended up with a 16-4 when it was all said and done. So close to 20, but not enough. At the end of the game, it was, let's just go back to a picture while I talk. So at the end of the game, it was a 16-4 that got me all the way up to 5th place. My paint score did help because I got an 18 out of 20. The paint scale was on a 10 to 20 basis. I actually judged last year for the Keystone, but I felt like I was in contention for best painted this year, so I didn't think it would be fair for me to go around and judge the armies. The guys judge the armies. Rob and Mutt both judge the armies, and they go through everybody. They get an idea of the top armies. They go through the points. I mean, they check everything. Mutt has been painting since, I don't know, 2000, so he really knows what to look for. And Rob has been coming along as a painter too, and I've worked with Rob a lot, and he knows what to look for and how to judge paint scores. And I ended up getting 18 out of 20, which I think is pretty good. And I ended up winning best painted, which is awesome. And a little bit of the points that help. I mean, there's not a big stretch in paint scores. It's just a couple tournament points basically between everybody. Average score is like 15, so I'm only getting 3 extra points in the tournament for my paint score. But I mean, my paint score has helped me in the past, and it's not kind of a crutch, but you can turn some draws into like better wins basically with a point or 2. So I ended up 5th overall. It was an absolutely awesome tournament. I had a great time. It was nice to see everybody enthusiastic again about wargaming. This is my first GT since Keystone last year, which was the end of 8th edition, and it was just nice to see the community kind of getting back together. I think there's some great players in our meta in the Northeast. The Northeast was a stomping ground for Warhammer, winning Masters a couple times in a row and being best team. And I made Masters last year, and I really just trying to make this this transfer over to Kings of War, and I feel like I'm getting it now, but I feel like it's so simple compared to Warhammer, and I hate to say that because I really like the game, but it was actually a game against Justin the evening before the tournament where I said, I'm like, I just don't understand this game. Like, I'm trying to do all these moves out on the flanks and trying to get into some good counter charging areas. And he says to me, he's like, why don't you just layer your army and push it forward? He's like, you have so much damage. The cav units are so good. You have flyers that threaten range. He's like, just stack them up and push them forward. And that's exactly what I did all tournament long. There's nothing brilliant about my play. I don't feel. And even going back through the pictures, yeah, there are a couple charges that I pulled off that probably people wouldn't see or think to do, but that's just about looking over the board and weighing all your options because you don't really have a lot of options. So in the short amount of time it takes to pick your charges, I feel like you can see every single angle really quickly and just make sure you're measuring stuff, make sure you're measuring your opponent's stuff, and play it out like that. This is a little bit long-winded at the end, but I'm really excited. We have a one-day GT coming up November 5th in Adventurers Guild in Harrisburg. It's already booked up. We have 25 people. We're talking to the store owner to see if we can expand. That is absolutely incredible. There's definitely a thirst for Kings of War in our area, so that's awesome, and we're just going to keep doing it. So thanks, guys, for watching. I'm going to get back into some Malifaux, too, so you're going to see a couple Malifaux battle reports coming up, and Kings of War. I'm thinking about doing a new army. So if you guys have any ideas, I have an abyssal list or abyssal dwarf list that I'm really kind of excited about. It has 17 drops, allies with some goblins, gobos, and I would love to play demons again. I was also thinking about doing an abyssal army. Playing Chad's army round 4 was pretty cool. I just really got the itch to paint demons. But I actually have a decent amount of Abyssal Dwarf stuff from a friend, and I want to get him in the game. So I'm thinking if I would paint that up and start playing with that, I could get him involved a little bit more. Undead's an option, ogres are an option, but let me know what you guys think about what you from watching battle reports, what you think my playstyle would be best for. I really don't know, and yeah, I don't know. But anyway, that's the end of the tournament, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Like I said, I got 5th overall. I'm super excited to place that high with Brotherhood. I'm a little concerned, and I'm still gonna get long-winded, I guess. I'm a little concerned with Brotherhood moving forward if we adapt the flying rule from Clash of Kings. Their flyers are so good, but I mean the Brotherhood are just lacking things. They're lacking Bane Chant. As my phone goes off, I'm lacking Bane Chant, and now they're gonna nerf my flyers. Like I feel it's too much. So that's why I kind of want to get away from Brotherhood. And plus, like painting, like for tournaments that have painting awards, I feel kind of bad just bringing the same army that can contend for best painted. If I win best painted again somewhere, I want it to be with a new army, and that's something to strive for, and it's something that I'm always looking to do. Like I care about the way I paint. But there's going to be a lot of tournaments coming up where paint is required, so it could allow me to field an army that's unpainted and not really worry about paint scores and play them. But anyway, yeah, that's my thoughts. So I would like to do a wrap up, which I probably should have just taken half of this material that I just talked about and do it as a wrap up video. So maybe that'll be coming up. Thanks guys for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one.